Welcome back, guys, to my Let's Play of Blackwell Convergence, where we left off. We're talking to Mr. Goldberg here, or Goldwater. Not Goldberg, it's Goldwater. And we found out his son died, who was making a pacemaker that was completed and he got murdered. It seems very, quinky-dink-like to some other people who have died in similar ways. So let's, we talked about these two. Let's just click on them again to kind of see if there's any more additional dialogue options.
So you think someone from Lazarus killed your son?
It's a pretty big coincidence, wouldn't you say? I've tried calling Lazarus, but they refused to talk to me. They eventually put a restraining order on me. At least John went to his grave believing he was a success, for all the good it does.
Anything else you can tell me about John?
He was my son. He had his head in the clouds, but his feet were firmly planted on the ground. He wanted to change the world, and by God he would have done it. Well, I'll be joining him soon, I'm sure.
Have you ever heard of Joseph Mitchell?
Didn't he used to write for the New Yorker?
Yes.
I think I've read some of his work, but it's so long ago I can't remember.
Have you ever heard of the Meltzer Foundation?
No, I haven't.
Okay, hopefully he knows about the Joe Gould Fund?
Have you ever heard of a man named Joe Gould?
You mean Professor Seagull?
You've heard of him.
Sure I did. Back in the day, you'd always see him wandering the West Village. Must have been, 50 years ago. I was a young man then. He called himself Professor Seagull. If you gave him $1, he'd recite poetry. In Seagull language.
For real?
Who knows? It was a laugh. New York was full of people like that in those days. Times sure have changed.
Makes you wonder if Professor Seagull actually is linked to the Dark Lady in some way. That's really interesting. Okay, well, let's keep going from the top here. Or bottom, from up top. You know what I mean.
Have you ever been to a bar downtown called the Minetta?
The Minetta? Is that place still around? Oh, I haven't been there for years.
So you know it.
I used to go there years ago.
Okay, well, tell me more.
Can you tell me anything about the Minetta?
What's to say? It's a bar. I used to live in that area when I was young. I'm surprised it's still around.
Can you tell me?
What's to say? I used to live in that area when I was young. I'm surprised it...
Okay, so nothing else. Yeah, I guess.
Do you know anything about Frank Lyons, the actor?
The dead actor? Who isn't familiar with him these days? I saw the movie. Don't know what all the fuss was about.
Because someone died. You know.
Do you know anything?
The dead... I saw...
Okay, nothing there. Monique?
Do you know Monique Stallman?
No.
Okay, Park Gallery?
Have you ever been to the Park Gallery?
No, I haven't.
I think that's everything, but I'm going to try these two again.
So you think some...
It's a... I've tried... They...
Okay. No, and let's try Joseph. Or
Anything
John.
else you...
No.
Okay. So we're done.
Well, see you around.
Uh-huh.
So let's find out about Lazarus. The fact that Gold Tech didn't come up clearly states that, you know, I imagine the company's no longer around. So Lazarus.
Here we go. Lazarus Technology.
Lazarus was established to review and research various health issues, conditions, diseases, and use technology to address them. For more information, please contact us at... Write the phone number down. Does she even have... Yeah, she has a phone. 1-800-555-4554. Yeah, it's just weird, because my mind went to, does she own a cell phone? But no, it's landlines. Which, right there's one. Hey.
Thank you for calling Lazarus Technologies. Please choose from the following options. For general information about Lazarus Technologies, press 1. To inquire about our products, press 2. To speak to an operator, press 3.
Well, I want to try all of them. Granted, we can't push all 3 buttons at once, but we're going to do number 1.
Lazarus Technologies is the world's leader in biomedical and biomechanical engineering. We supply research and development to hospitals and clinics throughout the world. Lazarus Technologies is supported by a generous grant from the Meltzer Foundation.
Oh my god. What a quinky dink! What a quinky dink!
If you would like to request a product catalogue, please speak to a customer representative. You have reached the general office mailbox. Please leave a message and someone will get back to you shortly.
Okay, I guess it's the weekend. But let's make a trip to our favorite investors.
You coming?
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
What an utter quinky dink, guys.
Go right in.
Hi, Paul.
Hi again. What can we do you for?
I heard that your foundation gave money to Lazarus Technologies.
Oh yes, that was one of our first success stories.
I heard that your foundation...
Oh,
Okay, now bring this up, of course.
Have you ever heard of a guy named John Goldwater?
no, sorry.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of a guy named John Goldwater?
No.
Have you ever heard...
Hey, Charlie, a living...
I think I'm stuck again.
Oh yes, that was...
Oh, never mind. There we go. Okay.
I learned something interesting about Lazarus Technologies. It rose to success on the shoulders of a murdered man.
That's a strong thing to say.
It's true. His company was an inch away from beating Lazarus, but then he was killed.
Even if this is true.
It is true. You can look it up.
Even still, I don't see how this is our fault.
Let me break it down for you, Paul. Frank Lyons dies, and CubeStar Films becomes successful overnight. Claude Erdin commits suicide, and now the Park Gallery is selling priceless works of art. John Goldwater dies, and Lazarus Technologies becomes rich and powerful. All these companies are represented by you. Don't you see how this looks?
This is a total coincidence. I'm sure of it.
Is it?
It is. And I'll tell you another thing. I don't like these accusations. I think you should leave.
I am going to get to the bottom of this.
Maybe you will, but it has nothing to do with us. Now go, before I call the police.
Come on, let's blow and let him stew for a while.
Alright, so we need to definitely snoop.
Yeesh.
She's crazy.
Crazy with teeth. You gotta watch out for women like that, Scooter.
Scooter, you haven't called me that since we were kids.
Really? Maybe I should start calling you that again.
Whatever.
There we go, Scooter. Haha.
Stay put, kid.
Let's see if anything else pops up. I doubt it, but...
He's reading a book.
Hey, Scooter, do you have last week's earnings reports?
I gave them to you an hour ago.
You did? Ah, right. Thanks, Scooter.
Oh, the poor guy is gonna have to live with Scooter now. He really hates that. Oh wait, I don't want to go back.
I've done some research on that rabbi who came in last week.
How's you look, Scooter?
I think we'll have to politely decline.
Ah, too bad.
So yeah, I'm pretty confident he's behind it all.
Hey, Scooter, how about a game of tennis after work today?
I don't think so, Paul.
Suit yourself.
Just gonna pace a bit, see if you get any more dialogue out of them.
You think we should call the police on her?
Why do you want to do that, Scooter?
In case she starts nosing around again.
If she noses around again, we'll call the police then, not before.
Just gonna keep pacing, you know?
Hey, Scooter, do you have
Okay, we're done.
You did?
Alright, so Scooter. Let's go do some hacking of hacks. Alright, email please. No, oh my goodness, type please. Scooter.
Charles doesn't get a lot of emails, it seems. There's just a bunch of names in his inbox. Frank Lyons, John Goldwater, Claude Erdin. Joey, look at this. It's like a hit list of everyone who was killed by the Countess.
So Charlie was writing about each of the victims. I knew there was something fishy about that place. Come on, let's go back there and talk to him.
What on earth do we say?
Think of something, kid. History is repeating itself, and I don't... What was that?
It looks like his inbox is being updated.
Oh no, where our name? Our name. Our name's gonna be in it. Dun, 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 dun. Well, we're pooched.
My name. That's my name.
That son of a... Mess with us, Willie.
He just marked me. I'm next.
Look, don't worry. She might not come right away. We have time to plan.
You killed Claude. And the others.
I did not kill. I healed them.
Cannon, we've heard this song before. Just back away, real slow-like.
I only want to help.
I think we've had about enough of your help, lady. Back off, kid. I'm ready this time.
I have to help her. Just let me help her.
Oh, yeah? Help yourself to this.
Okay, what can we do here?
Joey, are you alright?
Just peachy. Get out of here, will ya?
Joey, are you...
Just get out.
Okay, I'm guessing we need to run. Even though Joey has a range, and, you know.
Come on, come on, come on! Stupid elevator. Must be stuck a few floors down.
Trash room? We're gonna go down the trash, guys.
Where is she? She isn't far. I can sense her.
You think I'm telling you?
Where?
Well, I know for sure she's not through that door behind you.
Come on, come on, come on! Stupid elevator. Must be stuck a few floors down.
Okay, so now what? I guess back in this room?
No place to go. I can't run away unless Joey comes with me, and Joey's the only thing holding her back. Come on, Rosa. Auntie did it 30 years ago, so can you.
Oh. What the heck?
I wish you were here, Auntie. I really do.
That's far enough, sister.
Joey, leave it.
Leave it like hell.
I wonder, since this kind of popped up. Maybe.
Hey, look at this.
Who? That's... I wanted to help her.
And look where it got you. You think anyone appreciates your help?
No. No!
How did we end up here?
I have brought you here. You are safe now. I have saved you.
Saved me? What do you mean, saved me? What did you do? Joey, did she kill me? Am I dead?
I don't know. Lady, I suggest you start talking.
There is nothing to say. You are safe now, both of you.
My dear, you carry on so.
You. It's you. I've been looking for you for so long. Why did you leave me?
My poor host, you cast me out. You broke our bond. It's too late to repair it.
What? No. Why would I do that?
Your mind is so broken that you do not remember. My, you are a mess. You don't even know your own name, Countess, indeed. Regardless, it is time for this to end.
End? Is there an end?
For you, there can be, if you let me.
I trust you, Madeline. I always will trust you.
Rosangela Blackwell, Joseph Malone, it is a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm sorry it had to be under such unpleasant circumstances.
Unpleasant is right. Who are you?
My name is Madeline, and a long time ago, I was this poor soul's spirit guide. She corrupted our bond, and I'm afraid the damage to both of us was quite severe. Can you help us? Can you help us end this cycle of death?
I know you.
I have been trying to reach you in your dreams. At long last, I am able to manifest myself here. But time is short. Will you help us?
I'm just gonna ask all these questions, because yeah.
Who are you?
As I said, my name is Madeline, and a long time ago, I was a spirit guide to the woman you know as the Countess. We were bonded, much like you and your guide are, but much has changed, and time is short. Will you help us?
We've got some questions first.
Yes, I'm sure you do, but time is short. Will you help us?
Yes, I'll help you. I don't have much choice. She's killed me.
Killed you? No! She left you quite unharmed. But regardless, there is no time to waste. Come with me. Now just relax.
Hey, what's the big idea? All right, you. Talk. Where are they?
The pattern. They're going to fix the pattern.
Talk sense, will ya?
The source. Cut off the source and the pattern will revert.
Why do I bother? Great. Trapped on another plane of existence with the Countess of Crazyville. They better know what they're doing.
Hey, what happened? How did you do that?
This is where the link originates.
Link?
The bond between your Countess and her hosts. Part of her is trapped here. You must remove it.
Okay. It's a diner. I don't know if I trust her. I really don't.
For the upteenth time, I have no money for your fund.
Show some pity. At least lend us a cigarette.
Ahem. I believe we got company.
Ah. Miss, could you perhaps spare a few dollars for the Joe Gould Fund?
Oh, it's Captain Seagull.
I'm a long way from home.
No doubt. Alright, well, I guess we'll talk to Joe Gould.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Joseph Ferdinand Gould. I am graduate of Harvard magna cum difficultate and chairman of the board of Wheel and Woe Incorporated. In exchange for a drink, I'll recite a poem, deliver a lecture, argue a point, or take off my shoes and imitate a seagull. I prefer gin, but beer will do.
I've been hearing a lot about you lately.
My reputation precedes me.
I saw your portrait in the Minetta.
The Minetta. Yes, I'm quite famous there, you know.
I gathered.
It's all thanks to Mitchell, of course. The Joe Gould Fund filled its coffers nicely when he wrote his article.
What are you doing here?
I don't quite know myself. We've all got to be someplace. As I understand it, I was mentally linked to my old friend, the Countess. I wish I'd known. It explains everything that my work was trying to prove.
Your work?
I have had many callings. I studied the seagulls of the world and learned their language. I spent months measuring the heads of 1,000 Chippewa Indians. But before I died, I was putting to paper the most important literary work known to man, the oral history of our time. It was a compilation of the conversations of the city, overheard in bars, subways, street corners, and diners. Put together and studied properly, it would have revolutionized everything.
Okay.
How would it have revolutionized everything?
We were all connected, every single one of us. But how? Think of the ramifications if we found out.
It sounds like quite an undertaking.
It was my life's work.
Okay, well, yeah, Countess.
How did you know the Countess?
We met in a diner like this one. We'd often spend a week or two walking along the docks to discuss seagulls. She had many interesting theories on seagull linguistics. Then, one day, she disappeared. But a link had already formed between us. It's everything my oral history was trying to prove, that we were all linked.
The Countess is killing people.
Murder? No. No, I refuse to believe that. She couldn't hurt a fly.
Why is she called the Countess?
That's what she chooses to call herself. Far be it for me to tell her otherwise.
The name doesn't seem strange to you?
When you lived a life like mine, you take people at face value. Who cares about names? I once knew another fellow without a name. Called himself the Deacon.
Hey, yeah, the Deacon. I forgot about that name. Holy crap. Do you know the Deacon?
The Deacon? You knew the Deacon.
Oh yes, he was this gloomy career drunk. One summer night while sitting in a doorway of the Bowery, he caught the scent of sulfur. He looked up and saw the devil himself standing over him.
Since that night he believed he lost his soul. Not the most charitable drinking companion, if I may say so.
No, he wouldn't be.
You knew him?
Sort of.
Fancy that.
This whole everyone's connected, it's kinda creepy.
What's your connection to Joseph Mitchell?
Ah, Mitchell. My benefactor. He made me quite famous, you know. But my goodwill only extends so far.
Why's that?
A cigarette. He has them. He won't give me one. It's demeaning to have to beg for one measly cigarette.
Okay, so I need to give him a cigarette, I'm guessing for him to disappear.
You want a cigarette?
Yes, I want a cigarette. It's a disgrace that I should have to beg for one.
You want a cigarette?
Yes,
I'd like to read the oral history.
and I'd like you to, but I'm afraid it belongs to the ages now.
There was also the problem of it never existing in the first place.
Of course it existed, only not on paper. It was over 3 million words, 3 times the size of the Holy Bible. The work transcended mere parchment and ink.
What about those essays you published in the Dial?
A passing fancy, nothing more.
You wrote essays?
For the now-defunct Dial magazine. I still have the originals. Do you want to see?
I'd like to see that essay.
Here you go.
It appears to be an essay about insanity, but the handwriting is so awful I can barely make it out. Just as well. I don't have time to read all this stuff.
Maybe I can translate it. Also, I figured out who the other person is. It's Joseph Mitchell. Immunity is a topic of particular interest to me, despite my theory that people with strong willpower and a sense of humor never go off their nuts limits. I almost have first-hand information about it. There have been times where the back mood was on me. Something every bit of something out of control or off control, that I passed to refrain from shouting aloud or something my hands in wild gestures that would have brought a curious crowd around me and eventually have landed me in the police station. I could very easily imagine myself locked up as a maniac. Yet all the time, the real me was not in symphony with the immorals? That word can't make sense. It made me feel that perhaps there was a basis or truth in the old idea that insanity was caged by forces external to the god, such as witchcraft. Science affirmed this once. It may be something again. Something to me likely that who are held under observation or determination are in just this pitiful or gullible state, possibly. They may be adjourned something because of our uncontrolled antics of the outer body, with which the mind may not be in access and, stupid close button, considered absurd. The grim part of it is that the line which, stupid close button.
This handwriting makes my eyes water, but I don't think it's
I think it is. It's talking about insanity and, well, her aunt and her mom, or her grandma, both went batshit crazy. So, I think this plays quite a bit of importance. But anywho.
Here you go.
Always glad to share.
And the fact that he had a mental link with the Countess and talking about insanity, and I think that's just a subtle nod. A subtle, like, foreshadowing, maybe. I don't know, but it screams it. Anyway, we're gonna talk to Joseph Mitchell.
Hello. You're Joseph Mitchell, aren't you?
I believe you have the better of me, Miss...
Blackwell. Rosangela Blackwell.
Blackwell, huh? I might have known.
You met my auntie.
Your auntie, yes. I do see a slight resemblance. I did warn her to leave well enough alone, but she was determined. Let's hope that you can do some good here.
I'm pretty confident we will.
What are you doing here?
We are echoes, leftovers, if you will. We were linked to the Countess when we were alive. When we died, part of ourselves got trapped here.
So you're not a ghost?
Not fully. I'm not sure what I am. I remember living, I remember dying, but I don't feel like Joseph Mitchell. All I know is that when I thought of death, an eternity with Joe Gould was the last thing on my mind.
Okay, so these people are meant to be linked with the Countess. Okay, so Charles is now the new link to the Countess. Interesting.
What is your connection to the Countess?
I don't know. I never met the woman. Joe Gould was the one who knew her. He had a special bond with her, apparently. But somehow, he passed it on to me when he died. Next thing I knew, I was murdering people by writing about them. There was no choice. I had to stop writing.
Okay, it makes sense now how the link got passed to Charles. Because he died and went to... Oh, it makes sense.
I studied some of your work in journalism school.
Now that's just foolish. I was a relic, even before I died. The city I wrote about has long since evolved and changed into something completely different. But that's New York City, isn't it? Wouldn't be New York if it stayed the same year to year.
Very true.
I'm sorry you had to stop writing.
So am I. But what else could I do? Let innocent people die? No, I don't regret the choice I made. Not for one moment.
Did you know Charles Meltzer?
Yes, I did. He worked at the New Yorker back in the late 70s. He would come into my office and ask about the old days, and I was happy to tell him. I knew he would never cut it as a reporter, but he had a very keen, analytical mind. I almost forgot all about him, but it appeared a link formed between us, nonetheless. When I died, my connection to the Countess passed on to him.
Charles Meltzer is using the Countess to kill people.
By accident?
No, on purpose. He sent her after me.
Now, that's a shame. I'm aware that through my actions I killed a few people, but I could forgive myself for it, since I was unaware of what I was doing. But many times I thought to myself, I have a weapon. It's untraceable. Nobody knows about it. I could use it, but I did not. I was tempted, but I did not. Not once. You have to stop, Charles. Break this link. Destroy this place. No more innocents should have to die.
How do I break this link?
I wish I knew. I'm afraid all this is a bit beyond me.
How do I...
Okay.
I'm afraid...
So I'm guessing we need to give him a cigarette and he'll disappear.
Why did you write about Joe Gould?
He's a fascinating man. Intolerable company, but fascinating. He exemplified everything about New York at the time. Its artistic expression, its frustration, its joy and heartbreak. His oral history, or the idea of it, energized the work of dozens of writers and intellectuals. But the more I got to know him, the less I wanted to be around him.
Did you ever read Joe Gould's oral history?
That, it never existed. Or if it did, Mr. Gould never shared it with anyone, which amounts to the same thing.
You know why I never wrote it down. People would have died.
You didn't stop telling people you were writing it, did you?
What could I say? The truth? They would have chucked me in a loony bin.
Okay, cigarette.
Why don't you give him a cigarette?
When you give that man a cigarette or a drink, he likes to talk. And the only subject Joe Gould likes to talk about, at length, is Joe Gould. And the only person for him to talk to is me. So, I do not give him a cigarette.
Would you give him a cigarette if I spoke to him for you?
I might. If you can get him away from me, I might. But we can't leave this diner, and the door to that kitchen is locked.
Can't you just float through the wall?
Believe me, I've tried that. It doesn't work. Not here.
Would you give him a...
I might, if you can, but we can't.
Can't you just...
Believe me.
How do I...
I wish I knew. I'm afraid.
Thanks for talking.
Thank you.
Locked. Looks like the door...
Let's talk to him then and see if we can get him to move to a different area.
Mr. Gould?
She returns. Say, can you...
I'm afraid I'm a little short.
Fair enough, fair enough.
You want a cigarette?
Yes, I want a cigarette.
I'd like to...
Here you...
This handwriting... I don't...
Okay, so I can't do anything.
Here you go.
Always...
Huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to ponder this, but I'm going to end the episode here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed my Let's Play of Blackwell Convergence. We have gone to a very strange place. As usual, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, check out my other point-and-click Let's Plays, all that fun stuff. And with that, You guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.